Good morning, friends. Today I'm going to share a wonderful memory that was when I was posted in Imphal, the capital of Manipur. There, a friend of mine tells me that there is a guy, Mr. Ibobi Koijam, in Imphal, and he has learned to play a guitar within 6 months, and through entirely when he was thoroughly or absolutely entirely unfamiliar with the music or anything else, he decides, and 6 months he learned to play that instrument professionally. He had given a recital at the end of the days and performed as a professional musician. Amazing. So the thought comes to my mind, how is possible a man of 50 years of age doing his professional work, and despite he decides to do something, he does it in a stipulated time with so much of perfection, influenced by the belief that in the way this distinguished educator went about learning to play a guitar, there might be a valuable lesson for me to learn. I told my friend to arrange a meeting with him, and I called on him and made further inquiries about it. He was smiling, laughing in his drawing room while over a cup of tea. He said, "There is no secret about these small measures of success I achieved," he said smilingly. "I simply worked. I applied myself. The I learned to actually basically learn to love guitar." I asked, is the concentration, I think, means more to you, and that's how you could do it. What is concentration in your opinion? I asked him. He replied, "I think concentration as a kind of stamina. It's a tenacity, the result of consistent purpose. It is the art of making our minds behave," actually, he said. That is concentration. It it resides in all of us. It is basically a choice of fixing our mind and energies to one thing and exclusions of everything else while you want to learn something or do something. This is something like the Arjun can only see the eye of the fish and nothing else. He says the one who achieves position, all those men who achieves position in life depends less upon their natural aptitudes than on their acquired abilities to fix the attention upon any specific problem and to hold the mind to that problem until they see it, until they see through. Wonderful. On my further questions, he said, "As a practical mind, I have found that four principles are have been great use to me in developing and applying my mental powers and making my mind behave so that it simply concentrates what I decide to do." And what are those four things he said? First thing he said, a keen and an active interest in the subject to be mastered. That's a must. If you don't have that, it's very difficult. Without a keen interest, genuine interest, you cannot proceed. You cannot learn anything. Second, get all the facts on this thing once you decide to learn. Gather all kinds of information and then put them in an orderly way. Third thing he says, learn to take it easy. Don't get excited. The most efficient use of your mental and physical energy is likewise the most economical. And fourth thing, lastly, he said, keep on trying, and your subconscious start working for you, and it will be an your reflexes automatically work towards your goal. The first principle towards he says concerns nothing but interest. If I had not been keenly interested, naturally I feel certain that I could have found ways and means of stimulating the interest necessary to make any effort effective. It's often necessary to look forward to desired results rather than feeling only the drudgery of the moment. Just continue. My second principle, he says, is to get the facts. Remember that when the mind is going in circles over and over to the same matter without new ideas occurring to us on our conclusion sharpening, the cause is presumably a lack of information on which a definite decision could be based. Successful results cannot be obtained from an effort of the will in the vacuum. And he continued. He said, let me illustrate my third principle. When I was a young man, he said, working under pressure and attempting to accomplish varied tasks in the shortest possible time, I used to rush at them and get steamed up. Later, I learned that really effective men are completely at their ease. Even under urgent and distracting circumstances, they don't lose their cool. They are patient. They are comfortable. They are totally relaxed. And my friend, let me tell you, in my own experience, I found it useful when I find myself getting high strung and tense to pause deliberately in my speech or thought, relax, breathe deeply, and simply wait in the till the tense condition has gone away, and I am at ease with myself completely. Thoughts automatically starts coming, words automatically come starts rushing to your mind. Of equal importance, my friend, with this principle is another. Too long a study of one problem may cause the mind to go stale, numb. Physical diversion or a change in the form of our mental activity may pave the way for a solution of some long pondered problem. One of the best exercises, he tells me, for developing skill in concentration for young and old, he said, is to read carefully a paragraph of a book, then turn the book down and name the essential points covered in that paragraph. Once you can do this with a short paragraph, practice doing the same with a longer paragraph, and then several paragraphs. You can also, he said, jot down the main points of an address by a speaker, and when the address is over, with these points memorized, develop the speech over again in your own way, in your own words. If you do it twice, I'm telling you, you will never forget those points. You are actually training your mind to behave, training your mind to be fully concentrate on what you're focusing. My friend, the great difference between those who achieve and those who fail in any effort consists not much in the amount of time devoted to work by each, but in the degree to which he intelligently applies his powers, mental and physical, to one purpose. Someone has said so beautifully that the weakest creature, by concentrating his power on a single object, can accomplish something, whereas the strongest, by dispersing his uh, over many may fail to accomplish anything. That is the value of focusing your mind. That is the value of making your mind concentrate, making your mind behave. My friend, the one serviceable, safe, certain, remunerative, attainable quality in every study and pursuit is that of attention, concentration. My own imagination would never have served me as it did, but the habit of humble, daily, toiling attention. Learn to make your mind behave. Learn to make your mind concentrate, and you'll have the best of the time. You can master everything. You can conquer anything. Thank you very much.